Hey, what's going on, guys? Milani Fitness here today, and today is going to be the start of our first parkour free running tutorial. And it's going to be the most basic of the basic movements that you can do. The safety vault and the two-handed vault. These two vaults are the foundations of anything else that you want to accomplish in the art of parkour. Now, when I'm referring to parkour, I'm referring to getting from point A to point B in the quickest way possible. Now, the first movement we're going to go over today is known as the safety vault. The safety vault is the first vault that any parkour school will teach you, and it is by far the most important movement that every parkourist or free runner, however you want to call it, has to have mastered. And lucky for you guys, it's very simple. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into the safety vault technique. Now, I'm going to demonstrate the safety vault on both the left side and the right side, just so you can have a visual of what it's like on a simple obstacle like this. And that is the basic safety vault. Now, you might be thinking, Cooper, that's so easy, man. I could do that in my sleep. Well, too bad, because guess what? There's a little bit more to it. And the fact that there's a little bit more to it allows you to do a lot more with the movement. The basic idea of it is that whichever hand you want is going to go on first. The hand is the first thing that gets on the obstacle for this vault, okay? So for me, my dominant hand for this obstacle in particular is going to be my left hand, okay? Once we have the hand that we want down, we need to throw the opposite knee up, okay? We throw the opposite knee up. Once we've done that, it should have enough energy for your foot to land on the obstacle, like so. So we put the hand on and we raise the foot up. Hand on, raise the foot up. If you're actually good enough and you get consistent enough at this movement, you can actually do it at the same time. Kind of like that, but you can still see my hand went first. It's just the nature of the vault. So once we've reached that stage in the vault, so we're up here, right? We're up here, foot's here, hands here. This is what some people find tricky. Now again, this vault is extremely simple for some people with basic athletic ability. If you're someone starting from not much of an athletic base, this will be difficult for you. So you're here, and you're going to raise the inside leg, and you're going to shoot it through, okay? We could just drop it down here, but I'm telling you to shoot for a reason, okay? So you bring the leg through, and you shoot it. As you do so, you're going to begin to let your body weight fall in front of you. So we're here. This is what's important when you want to use this technique for other things and connections in a run or whatever you're doing in your parkour skills. This foot, the inside foot, has to land first. And when you do it, you have to land on the ball of your foot and you have to be stable, okay? That is the key to the safety vault. Now, of course, we can put a little bit more speed into it, right? But again, even if I do that, this foot goes first, I land on the ball of my foot, I'm strong, I'm stable, I'm balanced. What I never want to see any of you do is this. Do not do that. You land facing your side instead of where you're trying to go, which, keep in mind, any parkour movement you ever do, you should end in the direction you are going or you want to go. So that lands you here. Okay, and because you're not putting one foot first, you have less control if, let's say, this is a more advanced scenario, but let's say for a moment that there is a bar here that you're trying to land on and walk on, or there is a beam that you're trying to land here and walk on, okay? You need to lead with that first leg so the other one can follow through and you can manage your weight better. If you are having trouble getting this foot through this leg, it means you need to put more power in this opposite leg, rising up and hitting the obstacle, because when you do that, watch what happens to my hips, okay? My hips go up, okay? If I don't do that, my hips won't go up. Look, okay? Look, I go up a little bit, okay? But this, trying to drag my foot through, as opposed to actually rising, you see the difference there? Up. Rise the knee up as you go into the vault. I'm telling you all this because every time I design a tutorial like this, I want this to be designed for the little guy. I want my tutorials to be so in-depth and specific that anybody can learn it regardless of what skill level they're at. The step vault or the safety vault is so imperative to base parkour training, it branches off into a lot of really cool and useful vaults. The movement of itself in a safety vault, if you speed it up, I'll go more in depth obviously in a tutorial, but if you speed it up and do a couple of things, it turns into a speed vault. And the opening motion for a safety vault is also the beginning of one of my favorite vaults, the thief vault. That's why this vault is very important to not only understand, but to practice properly. And that is the safety vault. Do not forget, this is a foundational vault. It is a vault that is required to be able to do any kind of run, and you need to be able to adapt this vault, meaning you need to be able to do it on your left and right sides. So it's important to practice your dominant side and your non-dominant. Now, I'm sure for many of you that was pretty easy. So now we're going to get to what we call the two-handed vault, which is again quite easy if you talk to somebody with basic athletic ability. However, like the safety vault, the technique on this is often butchered by people who think they know how to do it. And the technique is very important because if performed correctly, the two-handed vault can have amazing advantages. When I'm referring to advantages of the two-handed vault, I'm referring to that if it's practiced correctly, you're actually able to vault over things collarbone height or neck height with minimal momentum. And it could actually be combined with the start of a wall run to get over even higher obstacles. So let's get to breaking down the amazing technique of the two-handed vault, or as I like to call it, the two-handed punch vault. Now listen, not only am I going to explain this vault on this obstacle here, but I'm also going to show you how this can be applied to larger ones on an obstacle over there. Now here's a quick demonstration of the two-handed vault both ways. Now, that looks very simple, but you'll understand why it looks very simple once we move to the larger obstacle. There's something very specific going on in there that I'm going to show you. So when we approach the obstacle, we're going to be using the momentum that we've created from running to pounce on the ground to do a quick bounce, similar to how a gymnast enters a flip or any parkourist enters a flip, because we're going to be converting our running momentum into a little bit of vertical momentum to help us get our hips over the obstacle. So when I go up to the obstacle and do this, my hands and my feet are going to touch the ground at about the same time. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I've hit the obstacle now, my momentum is stopped, so I'm going to convert that into a jump. Sounds simple enough? Now I'm going to show you what it looks like when we get those hips up. So you'll be able to visually see how high I'm able to get my hips above this obstacle before I actually push my feet and my body weight over the obstacle. I did a little bit of a jog, and that's the amount of air that I was able to get. So now all I have to do is let that momentum carry over the obstacle a little bit. I'll show you what one in full looks like now going this way. That is what a clean two-handed vault looks like, or a two-handed punch vault as I like to call it. You'll notice that if you practice this a lot, you'll be able to start to clear obstacles even higher than this. As you can see, for me, this wasn't too difficult. And this is just about almost my chest height. So for me, again, my maximum is like my neck and my collarbone for me to be punching with this technique and not incorporating a wall run with it. So find out what your own limit is. Again, I told you practice on obstacles that are hip height or slightly lower to understand the technique. Then you can figure out how far you can push your body. And as I explained, if this is difficult for you, and let's say you encounter an obstacle, you think, oh yeah, I can two-hand that, no problem. Well, if you run up to it and then you end up not getting so much hip height, the brilliant thing about this technique is, well, you can just bail it into a safety vault. So I can just put my foot down here and carry my foot through if I'm just not enough to get my legs over. So I'll show you what that leg bail / turning it into a safety vault if you have to looks like. Oh, I put my foot down. See, it's not a big deal. Okay. If you're learning the vault, it's not a big deal. So don't sweat it. You've seen what a proper one looks like. Take a video of yourself, compare yourself, and that's how you teach yourself. You ask yourself, okay, are my hips going high enough? Am I swinging my hips up? Am I punching correctly? Am I splitting my legs or trying to swing my legs individually before I go up? You have to analyze your own technique and really fix it, because I'm not there to help you, sadly. I'm just giving you a template. Right? I'm just a messenger. I'm just giving you a template for how you can accomplish this movement and what the proper form is. And that is the two-handed vault. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. This is one of my favorite movements, and hopefully we can start learning another movement very soon. The thief vault, or maybe the dash vault, or the monkey vault. Oh my gosh. Parkour has so many interesting vaults and cool vaults, and you'll grow to have your own favorite ones. It's just so cool. Anyway, I hope y'all have a damn good day. Stay training, stay focused, and I will see you guys next time.